welcome to my newest video. We're going to do ASMR with my instruments. And first up, let's go with something really crazy. Something really, really crazy. Something insane. You haven't seen this before. That's right. A guitar. So you might ask yourself, how do you make ASMR with a guitar? Isn't that way too loud? The answer is yes. It is way too loud. So I'm not going to play the guitar, obviously. I think this sounds very funny. I hope it's tingly for you. I honestly can't tell, but I did this in a video once and someone said that they could listen to this for way longer than it was in the video, so I decided to do it again. It's hard when you're a smaller channel because you hardly get any feedback. Maybe people are scared to tell you if you suck. But I would actually be glad to hear that for once. Comment below, hey, you suck. I promise, I have a thick skin. You can insult me if you like. But you can also be nice if you want to. I appreciate that too. You know what? I'm really glad I pressed record. I was scared I didn't press. Alright, so that's one thing you can do with a guitar, but what about good old tapping, 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 tapping. I want to be careful that I don't pull the strings accidentally. All it takes is one little string, and it's all ruined. Nah, I'm kidding. I mean, there's the editing after all. This was my second guitar. So, I got this as a gift for a birthday, or no, I think it was Christmas. This was a Christmas gift when I was, I think, 16. But I'm not sure. Could have been later or sooner. So either way. Yeah, I know. Very accurate description of events. Sadly, this one is has seen better days. Like I was saying, this one has seen better days. I've done some stuff with it already. Dropped it accidentally. Bashed some furniture against it. It fell off the stand. All kinds of stuff. But look at it. It still works. It still sounds good. I mean, there are better sounding guitars. There's more beautiful guitars even. But this is my guitar, so it's special. No, not now. Okay. So, the next one is my very first guitar. This one is even older, obviously, because it's my first one. I think I was 14 or 15 when I got this one. And got it for like 20 euros on eBay. So it's not the best guitar that you can get. But for beginners, it's nice. I mean, it's a guitar and you can play it. And yeah, I got two acoustic guitars. The one I just showed you, and this one. This one has nylon strings, so it sounds softer. It has softer strings. Doesn't hurt as much to play it. Also, the neck is thicker. You usually play like more folky stuff or maybe flamenco on this kind of guitar. Most people start on a nylon string guitar because, well, it's easier to play than a Western guitar. Is it called Western guitar in English? I think it's called differently. Well, it's got steel strings, so that's the difference. In case you didn't know, I mean, lots of people play guitar, so lots of people know. Good old tapping. Because of the hollow body, it's a nice and bassy tap. See, that sounds almost like a cajon, which is the instrument I'm sitting on right now, which reminds me I can use that as well. But I don't think that's a good idea, maybe. What do you say? Next instrument is one I've mentioned a few times on my Instagram, for example. It's not supposed to be dusty because I've got a dust cover on it, but there's still some dust on it. You know, it's just sitting on the same spot on my desk, so it does get dusty, even if I use it. Even if I have a dust cover on it. Well, the next instrument is this one. Yes. Getting out the big guns. This is my Novation Peak 8-voice polyphonic synthesizer. It has some nice buttons that sound very good. Over here, for example. I feel like many people aren't aware what a synthesizer is. At least many people that I talk to. Of course, if you've got anything to do with music or with producing, you know what a synthesizer is. Basically, in subtractive synth at least, it gives you a little waveform, puts it through a filter, then you can change the way the sound behaves over time and add modulation movement to the sound, and then you can create some very, very complex sounds. Every pop song uses synthesizers nowadays. Literally everyone. Anything that's not a guitar, a piano, or drums, or I don't know, saxophone or whatever, you know, all those natural instruments is made with one like this one. There's literally thousands of synthesizers. Each one is different, each one sounds a little different. And each one has different possibilities, especially modulation possibilities. If you have a really, really good synth, you can basically connect everything with everything. And then only your creativity is the only thing holding you back. This one's more than enough, to be honest. I've already got way too many possibilities. But there's way bigger ones. It has a nice little effect section, chorus, delay, and reverb, and of course distortion. All you need. There it is, in all its beauty. But of course, you'll need something to send an actual note to the synthesizer, because this one's without a keyboard. It's just the module. So you need one of these, for example. So this is called a MIDI keyboard. And a MIDI keyboard has no sounds. It's just a keyboard. You connect it through either MIDI or USB. USB to your computer, or MIDI directly into another instrument or your computer. And then you can control other instruments with it, either virtual ones on the computer or hardware ones like the Novation Peak, right? This one's especially amazing because it has a built-in sequencer. So basically you can record little sequences of notes and it just repeats the same ones over and over again. Which is really fun if you want to layer stuff. Or, just improvise solo. Because if you're alone, a sequencer is pretty useful. If you're in a band, it is useful too, but, especially for songwriting, I think it's very useful for creative purposes. Steps, 8 voice polyphonic. I'm sorry if you don't know what this means. I'm just going on and on and on about this stuff. No, I'm not sorry that you don't know what this means. I'm sorry if it bores you. That's what I meant. So obviously this is also a bit of a show and tell. This is my pride and joy. My Fender jazz bass. Oh yes. This is a beauty, a real beauty. It sounds amazing. It's got such a nice, warm, full sound. And it plays very nicely. A very different feel to an acoustic instrument. The wood sounds very different. See this? I mean, hear this. Also the strings. And also it has a solid body, not a hollow body like the acoustic ones. So there's no bass in the wood. Oh, it has a bit of a scratch. What a travesty. Yeah, this is one of my oldest instruments, I think. No, it's actually about as old as the guitar. My first bass was an Ibanez. And this one was my second bass. I played the bass for the longest time in a band until I switched to the keyboard and synthesizers. Now I only play the bass at home. But I started playing music with the bass, with the electric bass guitar. So this is a very special instrument for me. nice little Ernie ball strap secured with what do you call these? Strap locks, so it doesn't fall off while you're playing a gig. These are very important. On to the next instrument. Oh, let's go with this one for now. Mayonnaise. Right? Very beautiful instrument. But make it vegan. That's important. Vegane Salat-Mayonnaise. Rein pflanzlich und ohne Ei. Mit Bio-Rapsöl. That's what it says. And on to the last one. It's the go-to-sleep instrument. The Rainmaker. I don't know if you can call this an instrument, to be honest. I think the requirements are pretty, exclusive. Go to sleep. 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 Easy now. You have nothing to worry. instruments and tap on them. I hope you had fun too. And I hope you could relax a little bit. You know, disconnect from the day-to-day life a little bit. Unwind. Thanks for being here. Thank you for watching. See you soon. See you soon. Thanks for watching. 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 Sleep well. Sleep well. Sleep well. Sleep well. Sleep well. Sleep well. Sleep well.